Good morning, public in general. My name is Juan Carlos, and I talk about the because the technology don't change the law around the world. In many countries, the people talk about the problems in the new society, and they go to a conclusion that the technology hasn't started in very fast around the history. One of this topic is the technology. The actually person is very accurate for the technology and don't don't have uh, time for your family in other situation because 85% of the society. They have several wives of polygamy, but the most majority of these cultures of the men is or 5 or 10%. The actually is several wives and has several couples. I can too much, I can't for the two wife and the other sometimes because they have poison of children and she take time for you bring it in these items. Part of genetic components and part of the brain components and very common throughout the world, but we are made a lot. 97% of mammals from the pattern is of pricing for the human and not suggest the necessary syngenetics of product sex. Observe the adultery in 42 cultures around the world and understand the fact. And one question, how love? Because city is love. I wish I was saying. I studied the brain together with the college and we have placed one more of 1,000 people. A brains came for the people and to fall I love happily because they just recently for a long time we have in both systems. The brain cells meeting and reproduction in three aspects. Number one is sexual desire. Number two is the feeling of intense in romantic love. Number three is the feeling of deep cosmic in union to a long-term father partner. Sorry. And together this brain system with many one parts of the society or just of romantic life. Your family and the later life, but they are well below the cortex and well below the limbic system. I can feel emotion. We are heading in motion with a price, and primitive parts of the brain relates to energy, focus, longing, and motivation, desires, and momentous to desire with the price. They involve more than 40 million years science in the first one democration and will not change in mob or right in Jeska, South Africa. Think technology as it how to court emails, messages, emojis, and to express. Sexting put like a photo, self parts and where the new rules and taboos of the away country. But those that directly change love. What about the 40s when the cars became popular and suddenly and hence rolling bedrooms? What the introductions, concepts, and the other aspect in the many words. Unleashed by the great pregnancy and social run, women country finally expressing the primitive and primary sexuality events dating sites. Don't city underworld and by the chef scientific and match on. They have been, sorry, 80 89 years and keep the degree of the dating of sites, the representation of sites, whereas in the bar, coffee, and poppy catch, and ancestors did 1000 years ago. We can suggest many people or dating sites, but only real algorithms is your brain in the technology got into state. Okay, the technology don't change who chose love because the study the biology of personality came to believe we have involved various styles. For example, dopamine, serotonin, testosterone, and estrogen. So create directly formed to neurology to measure to get much. They express the future in the world and of many person constellation of traits linked to each, and dopamine system takes very courage creative because spontaneous energetic they are attracts to like people them. Creative peoples curious people like them. People express a lot of serotonin system and traditional being. Or in the two cases, they opposite the triumph of these two cases. The opposites is very logical several dictates on constraints for the someone of estrogen because it's very good skill and happy situation for their emotion. Okay. Came the work during MatchCon. Every year for the last 6 years we have done study singles of America. We don't poll population of phosphorus, we poll the population sites. A representative samples of the census of United States already of data. The human brains always triumphs in fact in the USA. Today, 86% of America will marry at to age 49 years and even in events in the cultures around the world. So, the story of 1,100 people in the USA asked of a love question. One of the question was, would you marry with your country counter partner? And people says, yes. I fact the biggest change in the modern romance and family life as technology actually in the float women of labor making different cultures in the world, arranged marriage and virginity marriage. We are right marriage revolution were about being 10,000 years agriculture traditionals and moving to vegetarian relationships between the sex. Sometimes they are considered with the compatible and ancestral human spirit. Different perspective. For example, Esther Perel is a psychotherapist who works in the couples, study the stories, and that couples then heal when they come for the help. It's interesting because one of hand to need love is ubiquitous in the universal, but the way we love the measuring, and we have to rate this part of the relation and happiness. One of the internet there are important ones is two items. Number one is to Seymour, and number two is phantom effect because they don't have the technology or brains for these topics. And in conclusion, think that the net change for brains is with stable amigability and and you're afraid of long lines, and don't want the creative of the technology, and the person don't have a change for the technology or other items in this society, because they create a time for your family. Thank you.